First off, I want to say to the people who comment on my videos, um, especially the regulars, I try to get back to a lot of your comments, and if I do miss any, it's because the notifications I don't get um, for my videos. But when I put in a lot of work on myself the last 10 years, right? The person I am now, the strength, the skills, the knowledge I have, would have did really good 10 years ago. I did okay dating, 10 years ago. And the person that I was when I was 20, if I was the person now, if I'm the person that I am now 20 years ago, things would have been completely different for me. What I'm trying to say is, before, everything was different. The environment was different, but now it's changed so much where it's almost mirrored the between the rich and poor, like the disparity, or what, not disparity, but the gap between the rich and poor, is like widening. How we're getting to the point where it's pretty much only rich people and then poor people. The middle class is getting taken out. Well, that's kind of like, it kind of is like the dating market right now, where somebody like me, who would be like probably like 5, like I'd probably be looking at like a sexual market value of like a 5 right now. Possibly, I don't know. I would say I'm around to like a 6, 5, 6, something like that. I'm not like, oh, I'm a 10 or I'm a 9. I'm kind of like, I'm like realistic. and it's like, I'm a humble person, man. So I'm not all that. And I understand I'm not tall. I don't have the most chiseled body. I don't have like, I have access to money, but I don't have a big lifestyle. I don't live large. So who I am now, like I said, would have done really good 10 years ago, better than I was doing 10 years ago, because of just the knowledge I have. And what it seems like is like, it's been a waste, all of the knowledge that I've gained about women and dating and everything like that, because it feels like all this work I put in on myself, and granted I am older, but I'm not old man yet. I'm not like 60s, I'm mid 40s, man. Like, and I'm about 183 pounds, you know what I mean? So it's like, I'm not, I'm 5'11", 183 pounds. I got a full head of hair. But so physically, I'm definitely not like a 2, like I'm probably in a lot better physical condition than most men my age, especially working manual labor the last 25 years of my life. The aches and pains and everything I have on my body now. Oh, by the way, that I have to like let that come to. I have to start using my brain pretty soon. Because my body it can't really hold up to manual labor. It can, but it's just, I can't do as rigorous. I have all these problems now. But anyway, the dating market's changed so much, and women's expectations are so high now. Their standards are so high, and they've priced themselves out of the dating market because the humbleness of people nowadays, they're all into materialism. And man, I'm not, when I see Andrew Tate, and that you can market that really well to like the youth. The youth really like materialism. I used to like materialism a lot when I was younger, and I'm not really fascinated with it. I see the long term of materialism it's just like not appealing to me, because say I get the thing I want, well, it gets old and then I want something new to replace it. So it's like I'm always replacing. And that's the mindset you have when you're dealing with partners and stuff. Like you get old with your partner, and then you want to replace them, and this is why I harp on men. and some of you might not like it, but it's the truth, that we are the cause of why things are the way they are. We created the hookup culture. Toxic men like I was, or how Andrew Tate is, or like other PUA guys that tell you to, go sleep around. Like, yeah, okay. It's quite clear that men like variety. I remember being with partners in the past and thinking about somebody else all the time. That would happen on a regular for me. But being able to control those urges, if you can sleep around, controlling that is like essential. Like that shows like your strength. These PUA guys, these alpha male guys, they say, I think that a lot of these guys are like fake alpha, because like, okay, if you look at somebody like Richard Cooper, which a lot of people probably look at like he's alpha or whatever, and I look at Andrew Tate like he's probably alpha. Yeah, he's definitely alpha. But when I look at somebody like Richard Cooper, and I see people like Rollo Tomasi and then others, and it just kind of seems like these people aren't really alpha. They're just trying to they want to be perceived as alpha, so they're playing a role. So like I did really well dating before because I wasn't myself, and for me that's unsustainable. For me to try to be that person that women are attracted to, it's just like I don't have the energy, and I realize the older I get, the less I even want to try to like, the less I care about. I don't know if it's my age. I don't know if it's the lockdowns with COVID. I don't know. It's just like after the COVID thing, like I don't know if it's a HIV scare I had. Like my perspective has changed on sleeping around, because I felt, man, if that really happened, where like let's just say like I gave that person I really cared about HIV, like, God, man, I don't know where I would be right now if that really happened. I don't have HIV, but I went to a plasma center. I got a false a false test. I took 2 tests. I went to the doctor. I got like a full STD scan. I'm clean, but just the thought of passing something like that on to someone you care about is like it's a like a horrible feeling. Especially if you're a person that has a conscience like me and empath and are empathetic to other people. So it feels like all that work I put in, all that grind, and I've changed who I am dramatically, man. You know, I might still complain. I might still like play a victim. I might, you know, I have lingering things like that, but like, man, I'm really a lot stronger than I've ever been in my entire life. More confident, more accepting, more humble, more everything. Learned a lot, more patient. Like, there's so much that I've grown over the past 10 years, like how quickly I have. And to see like all that work I put in to try to get somebody, because that's who I wanted. I want to be on that level. I want somebody on that level of who I am now. And to see like that's a rarity to find. You know, I always see in these videos, be who you want to attract, and it's like, well, that's it's pretty rare, man. It's pretty rare. I mean, for dating for men, it's like for me, I don't like to give women any type of attention. My attitude is, if you want my attention, then, and you want me to talk to you, you'll make yourself available for me. You know, like you make it painfully obvious, and I don't see it happening, really. I don't see women orbiting. I don't see like them giving much signs that they want me to talk to. Like, I'm cold approach. Yeah, cold approach. Let me say, cold approach works if you're trying to, at this point, if you need to like numb yourself to rejection. Yeah, cold approach works. And it could also destroy your confidence too. I mean, there's just certain people that would have a hard time. Like, they would fail 100 times out of 100 trying to approach women, and especially like when everything's so wonky right now, where women's sexual market value is so much higher than ours, especially if they're not overweight. Like, a normal 5 is like a 7 at this point, or an 8. You know, for females, she just gets so much attention. Her ego's huge. You know, they feel like celebrities, and it's like, I don't want to compete with. I'm not going to compete. I don't have a foot. I don't have a foot to stand on to compete. You know, I don't have the status. I don't have the money. I might have like somewhat of the looks. Definitely the face. I would definitely need some work when it comes to like plastic surgery. You know, getting rid of some of my crow's feet and like a couple of the lines, just so I look a little bit more young. Possibly like making my jaw look more defined. That would definitely help me out. But like, I think that there's a lot of fake alphas, and I had to be fake to attract women. Perceive like I'm always confident when I'm not. Every single date that I went on before I met the girl, I was fucking nervous, man. And like, that's the last thing that they want you to be, is fucking nervous. So you have to hide all that shit, and then, you know, be confident, try to be funny, try to develop some type of connection with her, try to get some kind of vibe going. And what I'm trying to say is, like, you know, I see a lot of guys, like, they continuously hate on females on the internet, and I've done it too. It's an easy thing to do. And a lot of guys, I think, like, when Joker's best videos are like ragging on women, like the most viewed, and then something like politics or economics doesn't get much views, I mean, that shows that there's a lot of men that are on the internet that they're going through some stuff, and they're looking for, I think a lot of these guys are looking for a purpose to keep moving forward. They're looking for relatability, and that's why they like kind of, it's like hearing bad things about women and women like being horrible. It's almost like they grasp at straws, like Joker, and it's kind of like, oh yeah, well, we're doing good, like things are changing, and it's like, because you see a video of one woman on the internet, on TikTok, crying about something, oh, feminine, like, it's just, I like Joker, man, I do, okay, so, but what I'm trying to say is, like, a lot of the red pill content is just, like, for me, there's nothing for me to learn anymore. You know, there's a lot of people that need to wake up and learn, but you know, they have to come upon it themselves. And that's the thing about life that people need to understand is, like, okay, I'm talking about dating. Don't want to continue. It's just kind of crossroads. Anyway, it's just like, it just feels like it's pointless that I put in all of this work on myself, and so it's like I can understand why there's a lot of men out there just like, screw it. And I've heard there's something and it could be the water, with something in the water, when it comes to birth control, women urinating into the water supply, and something like some kind of chemical in the birth control that could be like affecting our testosterone. And definitely the plastics. So like the weak men, the weak guys, people like me, you know, wondering, like, there's, you know, when you have lack testosterone, it's not just like being born with a lack of it, but it's having that masculine figure around. That's what I told my kid. It's like, the only thing I'm jealous of you, whether you become, like, if you become really wealthy, famous, who the hell knows, but you're really successful in this materialistic world. I'm not gonna be jealous of that. What I'm jealous of is the fact that you had a father to feel safe. That's the thing, when you're young, to feel safe. Somebody to be a good example, a good leader, somebody to keep pushing you, to try to get the best out of you, give you good advice, you know, like, that's what I was envious. I'd be a completely different person, and there's a lot of things in life that they probably wouldn't be here, but you know, things in life would have been different. But there's a lot of things that I'm probably gonna have to deal with till I'm dead, when it comes to emotional traumas from the childhood. And you know, like I'm it's just subconscious, you know, like, one of the hardest things to do is, like, go against your subconscious. You know, when you don't exercise at all, and all of a sudden you're trying to, it's like complete will, and your subconscious is pushing against you to not work out, to not go to the gym. Because that's what your subconscious is used to. So, but if it's the opposite, it's true too. So if you're going to the gym all the time, and then, like, you're gonna skip a day, you almost feel like your body is telling you to go to the gym, but your mind is saying, no, I need to take a rest day because I need to heal my body. It's just because subconsciously you're used to that routine. So routines are huge for humans. But it's, a lot of these guys are just trying to sell you shit. The dating market right now is completely one-sided. So even if you put in all that work, which I think that people should put in work, let's just say, like, the last thing I really need to put in work is my finances. You know, I pretty much got everything squared away, but my finances. Well, it's just like, to me, my time is more valuable to me, and my peace is more valuable to me than having to work 80 hours a week to try to be perceived by a female as more money than I have. Like, that's not what I want at this point in life, man. Like, I want to go to more of a spiritual type. So it's like, I want somebody that's like humble and appreciates, especially like the economic place that we're headed. If you're not rich, you're pretty much fucked at this point. So it's just like, if you're not already rich, just like I agree with Andrew Tate a lot, if you're not rich, you're a slave at this point. And that's how, and it's going to get harder and harder for people to break out of this poverty or slavery. Because they want only rich and only poor. Rich or poor. Like, you're the one way or the other. And it's hard to break out of being poor. So, given that state, and when I see me, why would I want to work all this extra overtime or whatever when that overtime basically goes into, I'm just getting paid straight time because the government's taking so much of my money. And for me, it's like, where I'm at, me being physically and mentally healthy is more important than trying to hustle my ass off to try to be perceived by a person that only looks at me for one thing, as a bank account, basically. I put in all that work and this and that, and it's just listen, I'm past that, man. I'm really past all that. Like, I'm past all the materialistic crap. That's like junior high stuff, man. And then like that, and people are just like embracing that. They're embracing that like big time. And I'm like going against it because I don't like giving the government more money than I have to. So why would I want to keep producing more to give the government more of my money? And it's just like, I'm just going to sustain a minimalistic lifestyle. Or, I can say I could do a couple of things. But I just don't want to give the government more of my money. I don't like the way they spend my money. I don't like the way they do things. And I would rather spend my time doing something I want to do, as opposed to just like doing something I don't want to do. Especially like considering like I'm in my mid 40s, man. Like, I've worked hard the last 25 years of my life. Chances are people like me, there's not going to be retirement. Chances are people like me are going to be euthanized. That's going to be our retirement. So like, why bother saving for retirement when, dude, like the last 20 years of my life, I've had to just think about right now when it comes to my money. And that's how people are going to have to live. Like, they're not gonna worry about their retirement. Like, why am I gonna be worried about a retirement when I can't even survive right now? Oh, I'm gonna put in 6% of my check into a 401k, and then having, my money's just sitting in one spot, and then inflation just eats it away. Like, it just does, especially now. Like, it just, I don't know, just having my wealth in one spot like that and not diversified is just, to me, it's just dumb, man. And I don't know. I try to do the best I can to survive, but it's just like the dating market now is really bad, and it's because of unhealthy people, man. And it's bad for both sides, and I don't want to be one of these guys that just sits there, women are horrible. That's just so easy. But then, like, how do we fix this? That's where I want to be. Like, I don't want to be like, I'm over the complaining. I'm over the like shock. Oh, wait a minute. I'm over being appalled. Like, I'm just like all that stuff. I'm completely desensitized, and it really just doesn't get me. It doesn't get me anywhere. I'm not really interested in it anymore. So, I want to see like results. I want to see change. That's what I want to see. I want to see people get healthier. That's what I want to see. I'm so tired of my insurance just like being so expensive because of all these unhealthy people, and COVID didn't teach them anything. If there was more healthy women out here that were like, if they were physically how they were in the 1950s, you know, mostly slender, because that's what I'm really attracted to now, is really skinny women, because the opposite I see everywhere. I used to like girls with big butts. Now I don't care. I just want I'm really attracted to really, really skinny women. And I wasn't before. So, you know, it's, I guess like, see, this is where I come across like, I empathize with the people that are just like, dude, they see things the way they are. Like, I'm just gonna live in my mom's basement and play video games. Like, what's the point of putting all this work? Like, why? What am I getting back? I'm not getting anything. So like, my sexual market value is completely horrible now. It's like it's like I put in all this work, and then now what I get is way less than what I got 10 years ago. So why do you want to keep putting in work? Oh, do it for yourself. Yeah. But like, when I die, it'll be all for nothing anyway. And at the same time, what else am I gonna do with myself? You know, you gotta do something with yourself. So we only get one life. This place is hard enough to survive. It's hard enough as it is. And you know, you want to work hard, work hard. If you don't want to, as long as you ain't hurting nobody else, and you're not relying on someone to be a slave for you. It's like, whatever, man. Because it's horrible out here for both men and women when it comes to dating.